King Charles III has been diagnosed with cancer. Details are still developing, but here's what we know about his condition so far. A February 5, 2024 statement from Buckingham Palace confirmed his diagnosis. It says that as King Charles was being treated for an enlarged prostate, something which doesn't inherently mean cancer, a separate issue of concern was noted. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. He has started treatment. The type of cancer has not yet been disclosed. King Charles had only days before been discharged from the hospital and was recovering from his prostate procedure, with plans for him to work from home for a month.
He was actually on reflection in hospital a little longer than we had anticipated.
He'll still be working from home, according to the Buckingham Palace statement, during a schedule of regular treatments. He will not be at any public events for the foreseeable future. King Charles was the longest monarch in waiting, and his diagnosis comes less than a year after his coronation at Westminster Abbey. The King's cancer diagnosis is just the latest in a number of health issues affecting the royal family in recent months. On January 22, 2024, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, announced she had been diagnosed with skin cancer following her breast cancer treatment. Catherine, Princess of Wales, also had abdominal surgery for an unnamed condition on January 16, 2024. She stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks before she was discharged to continue her recovery at Adelaide Cottage in Windsor. The Buckingham Palace statement provides 2 reasons for why the royals have released information about the King's cancer. It states, His Majesty has chosen to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in the hope it may assist public understanding for all those around the world who are affected by cancer. There was definitely an increased awareness about prostate enlargement in older men following Charles's earlier procedure. Google searches for enlarged prostate spiked after the palace originally announced that the king would be going in for treatment. Those searches hopefully corresponded to an increase in understanding about the issue and more men getting checked for it. Since we don't yet know the type of cancer King Charles has, it's unlikely that there'd be quite the same direct one-to-one boost of online searches for information, but it does show that cancer can impact anyone, and hopefully results in increased screenings for all types of the disease. It's also unclear at what stage the king's cancer is. There are some potential hints in the official statement as to his diagnosis being something that was caught early, with high hopes for recovery. The statement notes, the king is grateful to his medical team for their swift intervention, which was made possible thanks to his recent hospital procedure. He remains wholly positive about his treatment. That the public knows at all about the king's diagnosis, as well as Catherine's surgery, is relatively unprecedented. In the past, the royal family has historically chosen to hide their health issues. For example, King George VI, Queen Elizabeth II's father, had an entire lung removed after being diagnosed with lung cancer. That diagnosis was kept private, even from the king himself. As for Queen Elizabeth, her cause of death was listed as simply old age, a designation that is to be used rarely as the only reason given for someone's death since it lacks specificity. Citing it as a contributing factor seems to be more common. A cancer diagnosis is scary for anyone, even if you're the monarch of the United Kingdom. Our thoughts are with King Charles and his family.